Good morning.
Yeah, hello guys.
Good morning, everyone.
Good to see everybody. Yeah, I thought Moira was still not on video, but there she is. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about the 3 months to cash flow program. I think most of us are often asked about crypto, and most people think about crypto that you have to be a trader or that you have to know how to trade. I'm often asked, can you teach me how to trade, or is the 3 months to cash flow program about trading? And my definite answer is no, no way. We found much better ways. So who wants to go first and explaining that we have found much better ways?
Well, initially, guys, what we want to help you with is to create positive cash flow. That's the main thrust of this program, is to stop or help you stop digging yourself into a financial hole. We see it every day. We see so many people painting on a smile and pretending that their online business is doing really well, and having no real clue to whether it's successful or not. They don't know their numbers. They don't really know what they're doing. They have no strategy, and they don't learn the skills required. So we put all that together in a 3-month program where we get your head sorted, we give you skills, we show you some simple ways to make passive income. That is it. Guys?
Very well said, yeah. Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say, in amongst that, we'll get you to think about what you want from the program, what you want from your crypto, what are your goals, what are your aims, and then based around those, you'll be able to we'll be able to help you form a strategy to help you move forwards, because the aim is that once you get out of the 3 months to cash flow, that you have the tools to carry on. So it's very much a case of give a man a fish, you feed him for a day; teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And we aim to give you those skills that can help you fish for a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. And we like to look at it as a runway. I like to look at it as a runway because it really is, people can sit on a runway for a very, very, very long time and keep fueling that jet plane. But if it's not taking off and going somewhere, then, you're going against the wind. So we've all been there. Every one of us have been there. And this is part of the reason why we're doing this and sharing this with people, is because combined between the four of us, we have over 20 years experience. And that all hasn't been good experience, I can tell you, but it has certainly helped us develop ways of moving better, smoother into cash flowing projects that are not reliant on other people, that are 100% passive incomes. And we are very much about passive income these days, so that you don't have to go recruiting people or doing any of this stuff, which is where a lot of us originated from. And a lot of people are stuck chasing commission checks, and we don't want that for people. We want people to be able to have stuff that is set and forget, or that you're going to learn new skills and that are checking in all the time with. So it literally is a runway for the next 5-10 years, because we're super, super, super early in this space already. Still, we forget that, especially as more experienced people in the space, but we forget how early we are in it. So to be able to set up stuff for, yes, we focus on near-term cash flow, but we also focus on long-term cash flow as well, so that we are consistently getting it. And we start with 1 or 2 things, and then you add to that, you get good at that, you add to that, you get good at that. Because people often ask me, how do you do it? How do you fit it in along with everything else that you do? I didn't do it all overnight. This isn't an overnight job. And that's why we do 90 days with you. So during the 90 days, what we do, we have an initial call with you. We call it a get to know you. You're kind of getting to know us as well, and it's a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun, guys. It's really important to be having fun while you're learning and earning. So you have that initial call, about 30 minutes, and then immediately after that, within the next 2 or 3 days, then we start on your first month, 30-day run. So we do that once a month. You have an hour with all 4 coaches, but in the meantime, you also have a messenger chat where you have 4 coaches on tap to ask questions, to find out more information, to get pointers in the right direction, and to tease out stuff that you might not feel comfortable doing in the bigger community. So that's how it works. And then after you finish it off, then you have options. You know, we have other projects on the way that we're developing at the moment, but then you'll go into an inner circle if you choose to, where you'll stick with one coach or more than one coach. I'm in more than one inner circle, where I learn specific skills from specific coaches and develop myself further. As coaches, we're always developing ourselves. Of course, we have Sean, who is our main coach and has been for 3 years, but I am in other people's inner circles as well, because they have skills that I don't have time to fine tune on my own, but I can get from them. So we all help each other out. We're expert at a few things, but we're certainly not expert at everything. So together we are stronger. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, and what Maura said, what I think is the beauty of the whole crypto blockchain space is that you can have your assets work for you. So we build a portfolio and we help you start building your own portfolio and find your own way in doing so. So like Maura said, it's a runway, but it's not the end. It's not finished after 3 months. It's just the start. And we hope that you will enjoy it as much as we do. And after the 3 months that you can really say, "Ooh, this is such a lovely thing to do." And like me, and I sacked my boss 4 years ago, which was a very big relief. But the journey to it, well, it was a quite bumpy road. And that's what we help you with, to know when to make your choices, your decisions, and how to deal with the setbacks on the way.
And that's the thing. I mean, Mella's talking about a bumpy road there. We've all lost money in this space. I would say all 4 of us at different times, and that's what we're wanting to help you to avoid. So amongst the teachings, we will look at a risk management strategy for you as well. There's just, there are so many ways to potentially lose money in this space, and what we want to do is basically help you avoid those, because it is still a risky space to be in. But however, I'm pretty sure I can speak for all the coaches when I say that we could see it as considerably less risky than the current fiat situation around the world with banks printing money for fun. And it seems there's a sort of a fairly imminent economic collapse on its way in the next few years. So we all see crypto and decentralized finance as being a safe haven, hopefully, away from a lot of the madness that's happening economically around the world at the moment.
Yeah, and just to add to that, on the strategy side of things, we without giving too many of our secrets away, we will provide people with a strategy that will help them build their asset wealth, whether the crypto market is going up or down. Right at the moment, it's very bleak looking out there. And if you are just the kind of person who goes and buys cryptocurrency and hopes for the best, then you will be sorely disappointed right now. But we will show you ways to make passive income in this space, whether the market goes up or down. In fact, sometimes when it's going down, we're all rubbing our hands in glee instead of banging our head against the wall. So there's so much more to this space than just buying a Bitcoin and hoping for the best. So much more. We can show you many ways that you can make that asset work for you all at the same time, all passively.
And a deal of this is about mindset around it, and I'm sure Mella will talk into this in a bit more detail in a moment. But everybody at the moment, you get a lot of people that are panicking. As Robin said, the markets don't look great at the moment. Bitcoin was 69,000 a few weeks ago. It's now around about 50. But if you zoom out a bit, this time last year it was around about 19,000. So it's important to have that mindset. You're not just looking at the short term and what's happening right now. It's to have that broader view.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to mindset, it's not just your decision making, but it is also knowing what you're doing. And to know what you do, you need to educate yourself, because the more you know, the better you can deal with your emotions, because when you only look at the market going up and down, and when you get anxious when the market is going down, it's going to be a tough ride. And we actually, well, like Maura said, we want it to be fun, a lot of fun. And even like I just said, when the markets go down, because for us that is Black Friday, and that's not just once a year. That is sale. We need to go shopping. So we have funds ready for when the market goes down, so that we can go shopping, not clothes, not an ice cream or stuff like that, but we go shopping coins, or, and that is such a switch in mindset, because when you're used to going to a job, getting your salary every month, and you're used to living paycheck to paycheck, we live cash flow to cash flow, and we try not. Oh no, I wouldn't try not. I will never sell my assets. My assets work for me. My assets grow, and that is, then we can go shopping, ice cream and clothing, or whatever we want, or holidays. But the mindset needs to be in place, otherwise it's going to be tough. And I had a long journey, because I came from a background of education in school, and parents who told me, you need to work hard, you need to work 9 to 5 or even over hours. But we don't have to do that anymore. And yes, I'm working a lot of hours, but I love what I'm doing, so that it doesn't feel like work. I just enjoy every moment of the day. And when I work with these guys, it's such a lot of fun. I actually look forward to having our next meeting, because I'm like, whoa, what's going to come next? And also having fun together and helping other people thrive in their lives. Oh man, I can't explain to you. I get emotional about it, because that is so beautiful to do. And now somebody else needs to talk.
I'm supposed to be hormonal, not you. It's pregnancy, by the way. Just on that, the clients that we're working with. So we started this almost 5 months ago now. We've had a few graduates. We've had 6 or 7 graduates now at this stage. There are other coaches doing this, by the way. It's not just us 4. We just happen to be the mastermind group who started the process of it and developed the whole process. The clients that we're working with, it is such an honor to work with every single one of them, to get to know each other and to get to know our clients on the level that we do over the 90 days, and to work with them, whether they are like I was 3 years ago, smashed broke, and trying to figure out how best to leverage even $100 into 110, or other clients which we're now having more of, which are completely on the opposite end of the scale, who have a ridiculous amount of assets and have them in the wrong places, or have them somewhere that are not working for them, when they could generate a really beautiful cash flow out of it at a very, very, very low risk, just by moving them into a more safer place, but also diversifying. So our client base is so diversified. It's as diversified as we are. You've got England, Ireland, with Scotland and Holland in the house here. So it is, honestly, it is a great honor to work with absolutely everybody that we're working with. And it is such a journey of exploration, both for them and for us. So like Mela said, we thoroughly enjoyed it. We can't wait to have our next meeting with our clients, to see how they're getting on and to see what progress they're making. And we do track progress. This is the most important thing out of it. This isn't just, 90 days of learning skills and stuff. We need to see that you are cash flowing by the end of the 90 days, and to what degree, whether it's from 100 into 110 or 1,000 into 1,100 or whatever over the 3 months. It's really important. We have tools that we will give you to do that, which are very important. They're not always fun to do, but asset tracking is really important. It's something that I didn't do for the first 2 years. I'm only doing it a year, but it's very rewarding, even when the markets are down, because it's important to see what you have, where it is, and what it's doing. Even if you only have 3 coins, or if you're like me and you have 70 different coins and about 5 or 6 different projects that you have to track, and it takes 3 hours on a Sunday night. But it's important because this is your business. You're not doing this just for fun. You're doing this so that you can retire early, so that you can set your kids or your grandkids up with college funds or with travel funds, or not to be in a life of debt. There's many, many different reasons why people get involved in creating passive income for themselves. more often than not, it's because they need to stop chasing inflation. You cannot outrun inflation. That has been proven over the last 100 years, and inflation may very well turn into hyperinflation very soon. So there's only so many hours you can work. I used to work 100 hours a week, every single week, my whole adult life in hospitality, which I loved, but I was always just over broke. As Robert Kiyosaki says, a job, J-O-B, is just over broke. And that was all a big education for me. I still work lots of hours, but like Amela said, thoroughly enjoy what I do. And the passive income is really, really important part of it, and tracking your assets, because there's no point in putting money here. This is not pension fund stuff. We're so programmed in school to learn that that's the way you do. So if you put money somewhere, you know, I still have people coming to me from 2 years going, oh, how's that doing? I'm like, well, you tell me, how's it doing? You know, we have to be responsible. It's not easy adjusting the mindset of being thoroughly 100% responsible for everything that you do in this space. But when you do become responsible, then you do become more and more successful every single day, because you're constantly building on that. And like Mela said, we never sell an asset, because an asset is an asset, you know, and it's going to go up in value. So like Robin said in the chat there, guys, if you have any questions about what we do, about how to get involved, about anything, if it's for you, if it's not for you, so shout away, unmute yourself, or pop it in the chat.
I just want to add a little thing to what Maura said, because it isn't about the amount you put in. It is about knowing how the system works and creating your own system. And that is what we are going to help you with. Like Maura said, it's not about the thousands or millions you can put in, but it is about knowing how to grow your assets, even if it's just $100. I started with 500 euros, which is about $600. And I grew my assets in 2 years to be able to sack my boss. It was my full-time job to do that, but it was absolutely worth it, putting every penny and every second in there to be able to create my own freedom.
And that's a large part of what this journey is about. It's about taking personal responsibility for your finances. You know, we've been taught to abdicate that responsibility to the banks, to the government, to bosses. But if you're looking to become financially sovereign, it's a very empowering feeling when you get there and you're able to sack the boss. It's one of your better days. I was self-employed, so I was able to sack myself actually. And now I do this. Like Mela said, I absolutely love it. So if anybody's got any questions about that and is looking to sort of set foot on that path and start that wonderful journey, then please do put some questions in.
Yeah, and like Maura said, there was somebody who had a question about trading. We are not going to teach you how to trade, because trading is very time consuming, and to make a profitable income from trading, you need to do it 24 hours, 7 days a week. Well, that's a bit over exaggerated, but you have to put in a lot of time and work. I started out as a trader, and the moment I found other ways, I stopped trading, because you have to, mindset when it comes to trading is absolutely super important, even more important than what we are doing, because you have to be emotionally, well, flat, neutral, or whatever, because when the markets go up or down, and you don't have your emotions under control, it's a crazy ride that you're going on. So we do not teach you how to trade. We can teach you how to look at the charts, because that can be important, because like I said, when the markets are up, it's nice, but when the markets are down, for us, that is a sale. So then we need to know when to buy. But we are going to teach you much, much more than just trading. It is really a system that is going to work for you, for your needs. So that is why we have the course on a one-to-one base, because then we can really look at your needs and at your journey and how you can apply our knowledge for yourself. What is the path after the 3 months? Well, that is up to you to choose. There's different coaches within the DBM. You can choose to be in their inner circle, so that you can follow your journey, or you can choose to be in several inner circles like Maura did. And I think more of us have more coaches than one, to be educating and to keep on educating ourselves. So that is one of the choices, and we are also going to offer more programs that are a run-up or a follow-up on this one.
And the strategy we give you is quite deep. You know, we do go very, very deep, and it will give you the tools, the toolbox to go out and make decisions yourself as well. You'll be able to use the strategies that you develop with us for the rest of your life. You know, trading is just about what's happening right now or what's happening this afternoon or tomorrow. We're going to give you strategies in the blockchain space, which will help you build passive income businesses, real businesses, not just, you know, hoping and preying on one cryptocurrency, one token, one coin. So that strategy will enable you to make passive income for the rest of your life. That is a powerful, powerful thing.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I see one question is, what are the costs of the inner circles afterwards? Those are $97 per month.
Just on what the inner circle is, so each of the coaches has an inner circle. We are all working with a number of clients on, it's a subscription, so it's every 30 days. Some of us also offer, you can pay like 6 months or a year in advance as well and get a deal on it. But you work like, so for example, I've been in Sean's inner circle since the very beginning. I've been working with Sean one-to-one for 3 years. Everybody should have a coach, whether you're a coach or not. It's an accountability partner. And for me, that's one of the most important things, because I make a list every time I get off my call with Sean, which is due now next week. And I know that for the next 30 days, I need to do those, not for him, for me, and I need to smash them. So I generally try and get them done as quick as I can, but quite often might be doing them 2 days before I have my next meeting with him. But it means that I have that done. So it's what are your goals? We look a lot, we all work differently. So we all have different skills and we have different attitudes towards it. For me, I do a lot of technical stuff for people. People really struggle with technical stuff. So some of my coaching clients are with me for that purpose. Others are for goal setting and mindset. You know, to have someone, it's a bit like having a counselor sometimes, actually, but to have somebody that's going to help you look at your goals and define what your goals are as well, because quite often we have this, oh yeah, I'd like to retire early. Well, how early would you like to retire? And exactly what it's going to cost for you to retire at that age. And do you think you might be able to do it 2 years before that? And if so, how are you going to do that? And then when you have your goal, we work back from there. And that way you have a very clear strategy towards it. Now, not everybody wants to retire early, or some people are already retired. So their goals might be different. Their goals might be to move house. Like, I'm buying a house in the springtime. That's one of my biggest goals. I set that goal 2 years ago with Shameen Lakhani and Sean, and I'm smashing it. But I'm only smashing it because I figured out my end goal, which was actually 2 years away from now, but I've pulled it forward. And I worked back from there, and I started going, okay, how focused do I need to be? How much do I need to put in every day? What can I get rid of out of my life? The distractions. And there was a lot of them back then. And so now I'm so laser focused on it. Like Mela said, when you set a goal to fire your boss, for example, or to work half the hours that you currently do so you can have more family time, or maybe have another baby, or whatever it is, that you can then really get focused. And it's that focus and that accountability that we do in the 30 days at a time. Also, you'll get insights into our top 5 coins for next year, to what we're doing in our personal profiles, our portfolios as well, that you might be interested in. We give you tools and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. So it's quite varied what each of the coaches do, but that's it, kind of it condensed.
We've got a good question from Kellyanne here. Kellyanne, that's a great question to ask, and congratulations that you don't have a boss to have to sack. That's a good start. But yeah, we teach you strategies to earn passive income, which is consistent. So it's not peak and trough, you know, boom and bust. It's consistent no matter what really is happening in the market. So you're not kind of hoping all the time. You can plan, you can forecast. You can see, a year ahead. We all try and provide an exit plan to you guys. So, much as you might love doing this, you might not want to do it forever. And so many people in this business have no idea of how long it's going to take them. And they just blindly keep, as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you're going to get there eventually, but you don't know how long it's going to take. So we specialize in providing exit plans. We can work out exactly how long it's going to take you. If you're making such and such per month for so long, then you will have such and such at the end. And it's how fast you want to push your foot on the accelerator. It's how much gas do you want to put in the vehicle will determine how fast you go. So it is up to you at the end of the day, but we will give you the tools and the strategy to do that. And how long you spend to do it, Kellyanne, is completely up to you. Some people can do it in less hours, and some people take more hours to do it. It's really, it's a movable feast for each individual client.
I think we were looking to keep this more or less to half an hour, weren't we, guys? So I think maybe if nobody has any further questions, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
No last questions, guys.
You say each of the coaches have got different qualities and things. How's the best way to find which coach suits your own personal ambition? Is it would that sort of come about if you did the 3 months course, then you think, right, Robin's a great guy for me, or Richard might be the best guy for me, or Moira, I'm because I know all three of you, but how do you sort of judge, if I went with Robin, maybe Moira would be the best person really to suit my ambitions, or maybe Richard was. Is there a sort of I know it's a strange question, but
No, not at all.
We don't shackle you, we don't shackle you.
We might tease you a little.
Yeah, you could move from Richard's to Mella's, or from mine to Moira's. We don't shackle anyone to a contract or anything like that. Completely free.
Yeah, and another way to do it is, as you know, Keith, because we see you regularly on all of the calls, and it's great to see someone showing up to calls as much and learning as much as you're learning. Come on to the free workshops, guys. We have a whole schedule of free workshops, everything from absolute beginners up to quite advanced stuff in all parts of DeFi, GameFi, blockchain basics, tokenomics, NFTs that Robin does. So you'll get to know your coaches, and you'll get to know who you gel with. Like, I love all of the coaches, but there's only a few of them that would have a skill set for me that I need to work on and expand on a little bit better. But only you can choose, because it's a bit like in school. In secondary school in Ireland, we had 10 subjects. I loved maybe about 5 of those teachers, and I got A+ in all my exams. The teachers that I didn't like, I got really rubbish results. So you have to like who you're working with, but you're absolutely not tied to anyone. Like, I tell my inner circle, if you're working with me for 3 months, 6 months, if you decide that it's not for you anymore, or that there's a different coach that you'd rather spend that 97 a month with, go check them out. I don't mind, because we have a lot of movement inside the system, and that's how it should be. It's not, everything's tailor-made for you. So it has to be. Great question though, and definitely I would say turn up to the free workshops, get to know your coaches, and that's the best way to do it. And of course, by the end of the 3 months, you'll have it figured out. And I know it's a really tough decision. It is a very tough decision between 4 people, but you can try out one for a month, try out another one for a month, and see how you get on. It's entirely up to you. It's your money.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I'm very keen. I'm going along and I'm blundering around. I'm an old ex-rugby prop forward, and I'm treating this like I'm rugby, like I'm just blundering around and probably making a lot of mistakes.
Keith, you're doing great. Seriously, you're showing up to. The difference between what you're doing now and what you did before when you lost the money is you're getting an education first. We all went and bought a dream that somebody was selling and lost on it. And now we don't let anybody get involved with anything without thoroughly researching it and making sure that they understand. But also every single thing that we endorse is stuff that we personally are involved in, and we personally have been involved in for over 6 months, minimum 6 months. So yeah, PM me after this and we'll sort something out for you, okay?
You wouldn't be the first pensioner on our books, Keith. You know, we have plenty of pensioners who are making a go of this, you know, just from month to month.
Yeah, and I started with nothing. You know this as well. I started with €700 3 years ago, and I have never put fresh cash into it. And I have, through pure focus and learning, and then positioning as well. So it's very doable, and it's great. It'll be great to see you doing it as well. There is one more question there, guys.
Yeah, that's a great question, Kellyanne. The question is, does the program cover fear and losses and etc. when it comes to mindset? Absolutely, we do, because that is one of the most important thing to be working on, is to work on that part of your mindset. Is when you are afraid of losses, you need to find a way to deal with that. And we will absolutely cover that. And if you sign up today, you can start, well, as soon as all the schedules meet.
Yeah, either later this week or first thing next week. We'll get you in before Christmas, don't worry.
Absolutely. Yes, I think it's a beautiful half an hour. So thank you all for coming. And I want to wish you all a lovely day, and hopefully see you in the 3 months to cash flow program.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking the time to come along. Great to
Take
see
care,
you.
guys.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.